If you want to be motivated, inspired, built up, or encouraged, these videos are for you. You're in the right place at the right time. You got to subscribe, though, to get these videos, to be encouraged, to be motivated, to be built up. So subscribe to Justin Fatica, to the YouTube channel, and make sure to be a part of it. I hope every one of you will be a part of it. Today I want to talk about something that's important to me for a deep reason. The time is now. You know, right now, a lot of you are probably going through things. Maybe you're losing money. Maybe you lost a job. Right now, the time is now. Maybe your family is in a different place than it was. The time is now. The time is now to believe outside of your situation, outside of your circumstances. The time is now. Maybe you have a child right now going through something that you're saying, how are we going to get out of this mess? He's got ADD like you wouldn't believe. Well, just look at me. He's got hope, all right? You know, the time is now. Maybe you have a kid who's got an addiction. And you're like, I just don't know how to get through this. The time is now. And I want to tell you that for me, I want to tell you about a point in my life. I was 20 years old. I was with a friend of mine going to college, and I just had all these hopes for my life. I had all these dreams. So we would go to this evangelical conference, and it was called Creation. There was about 60,000 Christians there, 60,000 people there. And I remember when I went with my friend, there was this speaker there. His name was Ken Davis. You might not have heard of him, but look him up. He's hilarious. The time is now, and he's funny. So if the time is now for you to be funny, you know. But the time is now. The time is now for you. And he gets up on this stage and on this platform with the 60,000 people around, and he says this: now is the time and you're the one. And I remember sitting there being 20 years old going, okay, what's this guy? And he starts getting us to laugh, and he starts getting us to just roll over. There's a guy laughing, and this person laughing. You know, when you start laughing, it's like anything. You just start laughing, the other person starts laughing. And then at the end of his talk, he shares about two things. He shares about his accomplishments, and he gets up and he says, now is the time and you're the one. And he said, I always thought being the one was being on this stage right now. And for me, I was like, yeah, I one day want to be on that stage to be the one. Like that guy, you know, like. But he kept going. He says, now's the time and you're the one. And he said, I thought being on stage, you know, using my comedy and using all of my gifts, that was being the one. And he said, one time I gave a talk and there were different people in the crowd. And I started getting interested who was in the crowd. And he didn't share all the people. And at the end of his story, he said he was so excited because of all the people that were in the crowd. And back then, they used to write letters to people, like even in the mail when you were a speaker. And he said, I got all these letters in the mail in my office. And he'd open one up, and somebody was encouraged. He'd open the next up. And he opens the third one up, and he just starts crying. And he shares about, now is the time, and you're the one. And I sat there, and he started tearing up before he shared who was on that card. And the letter said, you changed my life today. You made a difference. You encouraged me today, made me laugh. And he keeps reading and reading on. And it says, I just want you to know that you are the one person in my life that's believed in me like God's believed in me. And it said, I love you, Dad, your daughter. Now is the time and you're the one. And as he shared that, I'm 20 years old, and I'll be honest, I still wanted to be that guy on the stage. But in that moment, that changed me. Like, I hope today, this video, right now is the time. Now is the time to make your move, to go out and make that phone call, to go out and text that message, to go out and serve the world. Because I want to let you know, I did get on that same stage 2 years in a row, got up there with the tens of thousands of people hearing me speak at creation. Because God has a funny way of, he'll give you a Snickers bar before you realize the filet mignon of life is worth more. And I got the Snickers bar and got to speak. But I desire more, a letter from my daughter, my son, my wife, those that I love, that I'm the one for those people in my life. And you're the one for those people in your life, the people that have been put in your life for a reason right now. Now is the time to move. Now is the time to love. And what I learned that day as a 20-year-old, I repeat the message to you. Now is the time. And you're the one to make a difference in people's lives, the one to go out and inspire someone, to go out and make a difference in the simple ways of life. Now is the time. And in our country right now, more than ever, now is the time for us to have faith, to believe the insurmountable, to believe the mountains we can climb, to believe the hopes we can imagine. Because without that, our country, our world is in trouble. Now is the time. Now is the time for all of us to be inspired, to be motivated, to be encouraged, to go out and be that one person in somebody's life. I want to share one last story with you before you realize now is the time to move. If you haven't moved yet, if you haven't written down, write it down after this video. This is what I'm going to do, because I said I'm going to get up on that stage at creation. Now is the time, and it happened. But that wasn't the most important message. The message is I have to be that one person in my life for the people that God has put in front of me. And I started coaching basketball. Some of you might not know. If you don't know, you can see some of the other videos, see stories about that. But I've been coaching basketball. One of my kids this past week sent me a text, like hopefully we're all going to do after this video. Reach out, ask questions. The time is now. And he asked me this question. He said, Coach, I have a serious question for you. Will you answer it? I love when people do that. Okay, what am I not going to answer? Of course I'm going to answer. So I said, yes, I'll answer your question. What is it? He said, why do you even care about us? You know nobody cares that you care about us, and you know that even guys on the team, they don't care that you care about us. Can you just explain to me why? So I texted him back and I said, number one, look, period. I don't love you or the guys in the team because you loved me first. Because when I was making mistakes, God loved me first. I loved him second. I'm supposed to love you first. Period. Number two, look, my kids are watching me love people that don't care about me. I want them to know that even if they don't care about me, I still care about them. Thanks for helping me. Period. I wrote a couple other things, and he said, thanks, Coach. It means a lot. Look, now is the time to go love others first. I'm not always the best example of that, but I hope we all can do what God did for us. He loved us first. We loved him second, third, or fourth, or maybe fifth. But he still loved us. We have to be first. Now is the time to go love people, period. Now is the time, and you're the one to be that person, to be like God did for you and for I, to go love people first. Black, white, green, blue, agrees with you, disagrees with you, goes to church, doesn't go to church, loves you, doesn't love you. We got to be first, because you know what? God was first. He didn't say, I'll love him because he loved me first. He didn't say, I'll love him because he's great, or I'll love her because she did this. No, he just did it. And we have to just do it. We have to stop thinking so much. If you're on this and then you're going to flip through 100 other videos, that's not going to help you. Right now is the time to go love first. So now is the time, and you're the one. You're the one for what? You're the one for your family. You're the one for your friends. You're the one for even people that don't like you. You are that person right now. You might say, I don't want to be that person. Well, sorry for you. You watched the videos, and guess what? You're the one. And you got to do it. Because there's one thing I've learned since I was young. If I don't do it, who will? And if you don't do it, who will? Maybe nobody. So go love first, like God loves first. Now is the time, and you're the one. I'm going to be doing videos like this periodically, just basically shooting the breeze, encouraging you, building you up, and telling stories. I hope you can share this. I hope you can subscribe to it and just have people listen in. We'll be the best speech ever, maybe more, maybe not. But guess what? I'll guarantee you it'll motivate you to go out there and encourage somebody. It'll motivate you to be the best you, and it'll motivate you to be like God and go and love first.